Alright people, thank you so much for being here and watching the video. Basically on this video I'm going to teach you guys about some bugs and problems that this patch brought up, and some of them that are still around even from before, and also a little tips and tricks in order to reduce the number of crashes or even to fix those crashes that usually happen to you, mostly even before this patch, something general and so on. Now, just before we go into that and before we go into the information that I want to share with you guys and so on, here's a little thing that I actually have to share with you. For those who don't know, I'm in the Paladins game team, the stream team, the Paladins game, the official channel, the one where you stick around to get viewer points, mixer points, wherever it is, so you can get free skins. Yes, this is both on Twitch and Mixer at the same time, and I stream there every day during the week from 5 p.m. London time to 8 p.m. London time. Actually, it changed right now with the hour of America, so it's actually 4 to 7, but around that hour you sort of see when I am there. And if you subscribe to the channel, you're gonna get notifications telling you that who is coming up with the titles and so on, so you can probably see that it's me and there. I see a lot of people still from my channel that don't join me there, and I don't know why. I mean, we have so much fun there. We do parties, we do customs, we do even competitives and so on. We can do a lot of things, and you just have to join me. That's it. Also, little heads up, I do have Battle Pass giveaway of the current Battle Pass to do. I haven't created it yet, but I'm going to create it pretty soon. I already gave away also codes for Rogue Company, alright? I already gave a PC code and a PS4 code, and I'm coming up with at least 2 more codes. We'll see what I'm going to do with them, if I'm going to put them in streams or not. So if you want, join me in my personal streams as well for that, to get information about that. You can show up and ask me if there's anything active, or if you don't have the time to join my streams, you can always go to Twitter and check out. Usually I'll pin up the comments, the tweet that explains about the giveaway pretty much. So that's pretty much it. Now enjoy the video. Bye bye. Alright, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back into another video. Today's video is going to be a quick one. I really need to do this video because I see a lot of people struggling with this, especially while I'm on the Paladins game channel streaming. A lot of people show up and ask a couple of these questions. There's a couple of problems going on with the game right now after this newest update, and I know most of you will go into the comments and say, oh my god, Harris did it again. There's a reason for this update to have done what it did on the first few days. If you guys remember that massive delay, it was due to an improvement to the technology of the servers, but unfortunately this could not be tested in PDS, as you guys can imagine, because there's no crossplay, and crossplay kind of killed it. So now they fixed it, and there's still a couple of issues that I want to talk about because you guys are having, some not good times with them. So first off, let's talk about, for example, the scope sensitivity of Strix and Canessa, where you cannot move around a scope. This one is really simple. By some reason, the server decided to change the options to everyone to -20 on the scope sensitivity. All you need to do is just go to the options, sensitivities, and make it back to 0.0 or -1, and it should be fixed. That's it. Now let's go into the second one, which is people not being able to actually enter training grounds and training matches. You have to turn on crossplay for this. For some reason, you just turn it on and you can enter, you'll see. And if you want to turn it back off when going into normal live matches and casuals and competitive, well, do it and it'll be a lot better. That's also a thing that I wanted to mention. Having it off apparently is also helping you a little bit, so I advise you to actually have it off at all times when playing casuals or competitives. Now, with that said, there's also a problem where people cannot listen to characters or even the announcer packs at all time in the game. You can't hear the countdowns, you can't hear like point captured or anything like that. All you need to do for this is actually turn the language of the game into English. At least for now, they already have it reported. They'll try to fix it as soon as possible in the next hotfix or the next patch. But until then, if you guys want to listen to the voices and etc., I advise you to actually go into the options of the game and make it English. For those who don't know how to do this on the PC, if you're on Steam, it's actually pretty simple. Just go to Steam, go to your library, right-click the game, and back on the options, you'll be able to see there's an option for the general language of the game. Just put it in English and it should be good. All right, with all of these bugs already sort of fixed, now let's talk about more general things, like for example the bug that it's still here unfortunately, but this needs to be fixed. which is when you're trying to get into the game, you can't select a talent or cards. This is actually something that happens because you probably messed around with the options while still selecting the character back on the menu, and it's for some reason the game seems to imagine that you have an overlay on top of the options, and you don't. All you need to do is just press escape, and from then on you can just move around normally and select the talent and the cards, and it's all back to normal. Now, with that mentioned, also here's another thing. If you're in a party and for some reason the queue didn't show up for you guys, but you became a deserter, what I advise you to do is actually real simple. Just reopen the game. Close it, reopen the game. Pretty simple, nothing really too much to it. And now let's go into more of depth thing. This is more for fixing a lot of crashes at the same time, a lot of things, a lot of problems and bugs. You need to reinstall your game. That's simple. Like, you guys are probably gonna tell me, what? I'm not gonna reinstall my game. I got limited data. I understand that, but you're gonna have to schedule a day for you guys to actually have a reinstallation of the entire game. And the reason for this is multiple times for me, I had specific little bugs, specific little things that would make me crash, and whether I want it or not, the only way for me to actually fix them was reinstalling the game. It would clean the files, it would make the game a lot smoother, and the same thing will happen to you whether you're on console or PC. Trust me, do it. And with this, I'm also going to suggest to you guys this. Please clean your PCs and your consoles. You gotta be careful when going to specific websites as well, alright? You guys going on to the adult websites and so on. You got malwares, adwares, and other things like even viruses slowing down the performance of your PC, even having too many things installed at the same time, too many games, that will cluster your computer's processing power and will make you crash even more on Paladins, because unfortunately Paladins is not the most optimized game in the world, so you're gonna be having issues, performance issues, if you have the PC not at to its full potential. That's a little bit obvious, alright? But still, reinstall your game, turn off crossplay when playing, and now on to one thing that was already mentioned recently by another YouTuber named Adrix. Now, this is something that I knew from a while now. I just didn't know that it was actually what was happening to him, because if I knew that, I would have told him. Back in when IO came out, I believe that it was Uber Spady, he noticed that having too many friends on his list would create a massive delay, including FPS drops. Now, the FPS drops, I didn't have that issue, but I still had delay, and I had like 600, 700 friends, so I deleted a lot of my friends back all the way to 100 people, and the game was a lot better, but still it wasn't the best possible. After what happened with Adrix, I decided to just clean it down entirely. So I have now 20 people, and I believe that almost nobody from that list is actually PS4, Xbox, or Nintendo Switch. The reason why I'm mentioning this is that actually the problem with the friends is not because having too much friends. It's actually because people are in different platforms, including people who are not in Steam and are only on the closed launcher. This also creates issues, alright? So having too many people to load their data will actually create this. And Adrix now has a much better game. Everything is clear, everything is less clustered, and no FPS drops and everything like that. And you guys should do the same if you have too many friends. Clean up your list. You don't need people to be friends inside of the game. If anything, people can Q snipe you if you're friends with them, and you have to go on D&D for people not to do that. Now, with that said, these are most of the bugs that are in the game currently that I know, at least. You know, the scope sensitivity, the not being able to go into the menu, not the training grounds, the not being able to hear voices, and so on. All of these things are regarding, you know, some of the things that came up with this patch, unfortunately, but there's also some general bugs that I mentioned here on the video, so I hope I can help you guys with some of these things. And this goes for consoles as well. Reinstall your game and make sure you clean your console. I had an issue on my PS4 where I had like a ton of games installed, almost no room available left, and the game was always crashing for me. I cleaned the game, cleaned the PS4 entirely, took all the Assassin's Creeds installed that I had in there that I didn't even play them, and guess what? The game started playing a lot better. For example, I had an issue every time that I would see a Zen, I would crash. I reinstalled my game, this is back on PC now, I reinstalled my game, and guess what? I never crashed again because I saw Zens. And what I advise is actually to reinstall every single time that there's a new update. Alright, it will clean a lot of your problems. Trust me, it'll be better for you, okay? That is pretty much it for the bugs that I can help you right now and the problems. So I hope I helped you, a couple of you at least. So if you guys did enjoy the video, and if I actually helped you, please let me know down in the comments below. And if you know of any other bug that actually has some sort of a solution, or at least that you suspect what the solution is, let me know down in the comments below. Maybe we'll do a second video of this, and I'll put some credits on you finding the bug and how to fix it and so on. Okay, people, I want to try to make everyone have a better experience so we don't have as many bots and as many people crashing. And since I'm talking about crashes, just before I end the video, here's a little tip for anyone who's trying to relog back into the game. When you crash, go on the right side underneath and close Steam. Right click on the symbol of Steam and close it, and then try to open the game, because you'll see that every time you try to open the game, as soon as you crash, it will tell you that the game is still running, and this is not true, but Steam thinks it is. So closing Steam entirely and then reopening the game. Don't alt tab until you get into the game, and when you're in the game, do the following: press escape, options, and then just go back into the game, because when you do this, your keybinds will be all back to normal. If you already have the default keybinds, you probably don't have to do that, but there you go. These are some of the tips that I have for you guys. I hope I helped you, and that is pretty much it for today. I'll see you guys on the next video. Until then, have a wonderful time. Bye bye.